young man here, a college student. His name is Jason Landry. Okay, he has a good, strong Cajun name. There's a lot of Landrys, Louisiana. In fact, I think my grandmother, the street that she lived on was East Landry. Okay, so Jason, this guy was 21. He was in a Nissan Altima and was found wrecked, locked, and abandoned on December 13, 2020, on his way home to Missouri City, Texas, from a college break. His father's Pastor Kent Landry said it just makes you feel better to blame it all on Jason. So I guess he's saying that he feels like people are blaming what happened to his son. Blaming his son for what happened. Okay, so the young man was coming from Lucin, Texas, Caldwell County, in San Angelo. And it's also someone had mentioned in one of the Reddit, because I love to read Reddit, that it reminded them of the Brunt case, similar to Brandon Lawson, who went missing. Now remember when that guy went missing, August the 9th, 2013. Brandon Lawson in Brunt, Texas, went missing, told his wife that he was running from somebody. First, his car had stopped on him. What happened to Jason Landry? Caldwell County Sheriff Office said Jason Landry, 21, was heading to Missouri City area in December 2020. Investigators found his crashed vehicle off of Lucin Salt Flat Road. His belongings scattered nearby. Texas Search and Rescue (TXR) has been involved in search efforts, but has since then suspended its search. Landry's family and friends had offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to his whereabouts and returns. There are no indications of foul play and no evidence to support that Landry was the victim of a crime, according to Ferry. Okay, I know one of these investigators, I don't remember which one, it might be Ferry, said that he suspected that this young man had, I don't know, I'm going to say allegedly, because I'm not sure and I'm not comfortable saying it, that possibly he was smoking weed, got disorientated, got out his car, went walking in the fields, and some wild hogs or boars got him. And I looked boars up, and I think I remember telling y'all when I was driving one night leaving from Amazon, one of the reasons I hurried up and I quit after a few months working there, because I almost ran into a pack of them. They do not attack people, they really don't. So, the idea that he could have been eaten by boars or some wild beasts. Then I saw where they were showing his car was banged up from the back. Someone said it looked like somebody could have hit him from the back. Maybe someone hit him. And these days you go and you try to talk to these road rage crazies, and one thing leads to the next. So no telling. County Sheriff Captain Jeff Ferry. So he's telling the reporters that Ferry believes that Landry, under the influence, took a wrong turn, crashed the car, exited, stripped off his clothes, and wandered off in the near freezing temperature, died, and was devoured by wild hogs. Opportunistic. So if a hog encounters a meal, especially in December, I don't think he's going to pass that up, said Ferry. Maybe it just makes you feel better to blame it all on Jason. Said Jason's father, Pastor Ken Landry, in a recent interview. Ken is not alone in his belief that this case has been under investigation. So his father is saying, just like Daniel Robinson's father saying, this man is saying that he feels that this case hasn't really been investigated like it should be. Okay, so our former FBI agent based in San Antonio by the name of Abel Pena who founded Project Ascentus, also believes the same thing, Pina and his team of private investigators are working on the Landry pro bono. Okay, so they working pro bono for free. So he's saying, if you go down that road and believing that nothing happened to Jason Landry, then you're not going down that road of talking to people, Pina. Pina also forwarded a list of 10 people to the Caldwell County. There are people he believes may have knowledge or provide clues to what happened to Jason. So he has some names of some people. Ferry maintains, the other investigator, maintains there is a strong evidence that Landry did not stop his car in Caldwell until the car crashed. Pina, who also does not have the same level of access to evidence as Ferry in the case, disputes the contention that it is impossible that Landry came into contact with anyone, and it may have happened at the Lucin intersection where he failed to turn right to proceed on I-10. Landry has traveled that route correctly twice before. Another weird, suspicious case. Young man on college break, a son of a pastor, just go missing. So it's not like that was his first time traveling. So like I said, he's traveled that route before. Again, prayers go out to that family, because I don't know. I remember when that story first hit, and I just knew, like everybody else, he would have been found safe. I just knew that something would have found. I know some people had made the comments that maybe he was allegedly involved in some kind of drug thing. Maybe somebody kidnapped him. Maybe it's organ harvesting. Maybe he ran off to Mexico. Maybe somebody kidnapped him, took him to Mexico. So it looks like they too might need to. You're probably not gonna want to do it because he's a pastor. Get a medium, someone. Don't tell him who Jason is. Just give him some clothes or a picture and have him read it. Maybe get a drone, go out there, go over that land, that area. I'm also thinking, like I said before in the previous video, 10,000 is it is a lot of money, but those rewards need to be up some. It's not going to motivate or energize people to want to come forward. 25,000, 50,000, that will motivate somebody. So that's one thing. My next young man, this man, and this one, I remember when this story happened. Again, young, healthy, able-bodied man, college-educated man, just don't go missing. This young man is Terrence Woods Jr. He was 27. He's from Maryland. He went missing October the 5th, 2018, while filming the reality show Gold Rush. Dave Turning lost mine in the Lost Penman Mine, a deserted gold mine, jagged terrain in Idaho County, Idaho. I've heard of Idaho, but I don't know what I do know about the Idaho potatoes. I don't want to sound funny, but yeah. But anything other, I'm not familiar with the terrain. I've never watched that reality show. I just remember reading about this young man, and I was thinking, like everybody else, he's gonna come up. They're gonna find him. He just went out for a walk, or maybe he went back home early, or maybe someone found him in the woods, and the young man is still missing. I think his mom or dad or one of the family members was sick, and he was supposed to be visiting. And nice looking young man, just missing. Okay, so here with this one, Terrence Woods Sr. has left And his father, I really want to say, I'm really happy to see these fathers are active with Daniel Robinson, his father active, leading the search. With Jason Landry, his father active, leading the search. And also with Terrence Woods, his father, Terrence Woods Sr., active, leading the search, trying to get answers what happened to his son. So here Terrence Woods, this is from ABC News. Terrence Woods Sr. has left his son's room at his Maryland home largely untouched for over 4 years. He says he cannot bring himself to change it since his son Terrence Woods Jr. went missing October the 5th, 2018. Ooh. With no new information about where his whereabouts and many unanswered questions. It's almost like a cancer. It's killing from inside out, but you have to deal with it. He said, my son's bedroom was the same way it was the day I took him to the airport. Me and my son have the same name, so I can't escape it at all. It's sad. It's sad. Woods Jr., 27 at the time, went missing while filming in Idaho County for the Discovery show Gold Rush with production company RAW TV, according to other crew members. Okay, so what I'm not understanding, again, same thing with Jason Landry. Okay, the college he went to, why did the college put any money up for him to help find him? Did any of the students get out there with his parents looking for him? Same thing with Raw TV, the same thing with Gold Rush, Discovery. We know Discovery Channel is rich. Did they put any money up? Did they put any search parties up for this young man? I'm wondering. I hate to use the word, I don't think it happened. The same thing with Daniel. Okay, so his father said he was told that witnesses saw him run suddenly down the side of a cliff into a wooded area inside Nass Pierce National Forest in Oregon, Idaho, after saying he needed to use the bathroom. Years later, no trace of him has been found. So I'm getting different stories because I don't think the story that I read, they said that he was going to use the bathroom. So they saying he was going to use the bathroom, okay. And then I remember the father said that when he went to his son's room, he saw all his stuff neatly packed in the suitcase, okay. So after Woods Jr. went missing, a search and rescue operation by the Idaho County Sheriff took place. Following his disappearance, authorities utilized helicopters, canines, ground search, still unable to locate him. No leads were obtained from the previous 7 days of search, and no signs of Mr. Woods have been located. According to Woods Sr., the circumstances surrounding his son's disappearance do not seem clear-cut. According to crew members, Woods Jr. had anxiety attack earlier that morning and was acting strange in the moments leading up to him allegedly running off. Okay, I'm fixing to go there. Also with Daniel Robinson, he's acting strange. He's acting weird. His eyes is dilated. This guy here, he's acting weird. So I'm just gonna keep it real. All the black dudes, they're always acting weird. They're acting strange. Okay, their eyes are dilated. They're having anxiety attacks. Wow, really, really. Okay, that's already I'm suspicious of this whole little thing for me. Okay, so Woods Sr. told ABC News that the past 4 years have weighed heavily on him, but he's not done searching for his son. It's nights where I try to go to sleep and I can't sleep. It's nights that I'm afraid to go to sleep, so I don't hear him. I don't see him. He said, with death, you have 2 things: closure and healing. I have nothing. And he's right. You don't know. At least you know if he was dead or whatever, and y'all did a funeral. Okay, you got somewhere to go. You got somewhere to bury. You got somewhere to send the priests. You got somewhere to send the nuns. with this, you don't know. The same thing with Daniel Robinson, dad. You don't know. The same thing with Jason Landry, dad. You don't know. Where's my child? What's my child doing? What happened to my kid? That you sent to college and paid all that money, and you're looking for your I forgot what it's called, when you're looking for your what you put in to get back, you know, because they're looking for these kids to get older and be there for them when the parents be old senior citizens, can't do for themselves, for these kids to help them with all that good education they got. They, you know, I'm going there, you guys. Okay, so the dad goes on to say, he said he hopes people remember Woods Jr. was happy-go-lucky. He just wanted to be who he is, you know, and he just wanted to accept him for who he is, and don't take life for granted. Okay, so I know somewhere where the dad said that the young man weighed like 97 pounds. And that he had, when they said they saw him, that he had ran off not off a cliff, he had ran down something, and that he got up and he just started running. That's impossible. He would have had a broken leg, broken knee, broken shoulder. You don't just fall off of something like a cliff and you just get up like a deer and you just start running. And when these people got into their Uber to leave, you just gonna leave this guy? They just got into their Uber, and the father, I think, said he wanted to speak to the lady who would drive the reality show workers, the people around, to get more information, that he feels as if something that is not being said, that they just all got up. You just don't leave your friend, your buddy, your co-worker behind. You know, that's crazy. An associate producer, Simon G, and I remember reading where the dad said they had some issues with Simon G, that allegedly he was bullying, and he's also was being difficult with his son. Okay, so Simon G says he noticed that Terrence had dropped his radio on the floor. The next thing he saw was Terrence running down a steep cliff that led to the forest, where he disappeared into the trees. G and other locals in the area tried to go down the cliff after him, but the terrain in Oro Grande is rough and unpredictable. They returned with their clothes torn and covered in blood. G would later tell Terrence's father that his son was running faster than he had ever seen anyone run before. Really? Really? Oh, okay. On this one, this is the most craziest story. I'm pretty sure this guy did not have, they didn't mention anything about drug use, they didn't mention anything about mental health issues. I can just imagine what could be in that forest. I don't know if he succumbed to the elements of whatever the terrain, or if there was foxes, coyotes, mountain lions, grizzly bears. The dude was only 97 pounds. So, I mean, I don't know. Again, prayers go out to this family, that they find what happened, that people talk and say what really happened. Did he fall into one of those mine shafts, you know? I mean, they say something about Nez Pierce. Did any one of those, maybe some kind of element force out there get them? It's, oof. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it, you guys. I really am. Okay, so my last final person, and I just saw this story, and I was like, some of these stories, I don't even see it on TV. It's just weird how certain stories you see all day long, 24/7, breakfast, lunch, dinner. You see it all day long, and then other stories, you do not hear anything about it. So this story It's about a young guy, 19 years old, in the country. I shouldn't say in the country like that, but 19. So it says here, Dylan Rounds, Dylan Rounds, Runds, disappeared. Okay, so this young man, 19, disappeared. He's a former, 19. Hey, that's good. Again, he's not in the street, human trafficking, pulling guns on people, robbing people, beating up on women, beating up on kids. He's a former. He's 19. He's out there trying to do something constructive. They went missing May the 28th of this year. He was last seen eating at the Saddle Sore Bar in Monticello, Nevada. Okay, so this is in Nevada. I didn't know they had farming areas in Nevada. Okay, the town is about 30 minutes away from the family farm Dylan was working on in Lucin, Utah, which is on the Utah-Nevada border. Okay, so that's where he was from. His family, who is from Idaho, filed a missing person report with the police 2 days later. So he went missing May the 28th. The last time Dylan family heard from him, he reportedly told them that he needed to move his truck on their farm because it was raining and he didn't want the seeds to be ruined. Dylan had been put in the grain truck in a shelter that day. Okay, so now they say something about a squatter. Dylan's 59-year-old neighbor, James Brenner, Brenner, who he allegedly knew was squatting in a trailer on the land where the shelter was according to a court document. This is from the Sun. He was then named a suspect by Box Elder County Sheriff on July the 7th. So about 2 months later, a search warrant has been executed at Brenner's trailer by the FBI on June 16th. They moved really fast, I noticed, with his story. Maybe because this man was already on the land, they suspected him. Officials said they found ammunition, ignition caps, black powder associated with muzzle-loaded firearms. Brenner's friend allegedly told the FBI on June the 20th that Brenner brought 3 black powder firearms and asked a friend to keep them after Dylan went missing. When friend asked why, Brenner stated that he needed to do this for his own safety and that the last time he had trouble with the law, they took everything from him and he did not want things he had left to be taken again. Okay, so here his mama, the little boy mom, is saying, okay, so Dylan's mom told East Idaho News she believes her son was taken and he did not leave this place willingly. She thought her son's boots found by police after he went missing may have been a clue. From where his grain truck was parked, his boots were about 100 yards south behind a pile of dirt just casually tossed. He was very particular about his boots. He wears a pair and it's always the same pair. When they wear out, he goes and buys exactly the same boots. Police also found a spot of blood on the boots, according to his mom. Okay, so when they found that, they knew something was up. They knew that something bad had happened. So, make a long story short, here it's two thugs basically. And when I say thugs, and when some people say thugs could be anybody, you guys. It could be white, black, blue, brown, yellow, Hispanic, Asian. It could be, any color, any religion. But I know people get stuck on old thug and they think just, one particular, color. I just had to go there. So here they sent a second person who is believed to have had contact with Dylan shortly before he disappeared. So we have this other guy, a known thug, already been in trouble, the Brenner. Here's somebody else picking on a young boy, 19 years old. The other one was 59. This guy name is Chase Montgomery Venstra, Venstra, 41. Was charged in federal court on July the 1st with being a restricted person in possession of a firearm. The complaint was unsealed on Tuesday when Vinstra made his initial appearance and a federal court judge ordered him to remain in custody. This guy looked at his information. He has a long rap sheet. It's like 10 different mug shots. I don't know why it took, why were two grown men picking on a little boy, basically, because this guy Dylan, to me, he looked like he's about 14 years old. Dylan Rounds, originally from Rigby, Idaho, was last seen on May the 28th while in a remote community of Lucin in Utah-Nevada border. Okay. Family members say he called several relatives on May the 25th after having a weird run-in. And I'm a person that believes you have to go with your instincts, okay? So he had a weird run-in with a man on a gravel road. That man, believed to be Vinstra, was spotted several days later in Montello, Nevada, according to family. Rounds was allegedly seen on May the 26th. On May the 30th, Rounds' family asked the Box Elder Sheriff to conduct a welfare check on him. Okay, and that's when they found the boots with the blood on it. Okay, so all this, no Dylan. I don't see any information here where they found this boy. Who did what? Okay, you got Vinstra and you got Brenner. I'm also wondering if any one of these two old hacks, these two old diabolical thugs, losers, if they could be, I don't know, predators or something. They did all this on this young man's property. That's his property. They were being nice, going back to how I remember my grandma used to say, you can't be too nice. You try to give a person, an inch of a rope, and they try to take a yard. Okay, you guys, I'm out of here. So, hey, we got to keep these people lifted up in prayers. How can these things be avoided? You got to trust your instincts. You got to trust your hunches. Might need to place a GPS on your kid or on your son's or on your husband's car, the SUV. You need to do check-ins. You need to pay attention to any kind of weird things going on. The attitude, the emotions, manners. Who are they with? Who are they talking to? You got to give it to the man upstairs as well. So again, leave me those comments. Do not forget to click like and subscribe. Lift these people up in prayers. Again, stay healthy, happy, and blessed. And thank you for joining me and Maria Loves to Talk. Thanks.